All right. Hello. So it's 7:21 on the alarm clock. So this is gonna be just like I was in my head. I was like a Q&A video, but I don't know. This is gonna be an update video of how I've been feeling about everything. Um, about still residing in this city, in this state, because it's been a lot going on. And I feel like people think that they could keep disrespecting me after they already disrespected me once by, you know, taking the initiative to do what they needed to do. Or, yeah, maybe that's, yeah. So that's why I said it like that. Because this, this all stems back. I know I'm jumping right in, but this all stems from me losing my stuff in my storage unit, which now that I feel like and sit here, I don't feel like it was me losing my stuff, because the fact that I can't come to the terms of that, it makes me question it. So I don't know how long this video gonna be. I know that I'm gonna end up uploading it tomorrow, Friday. Today it's November 20th. All right, 2025. So I'm gonna upload it tomorrow, Friday, the 21st, 2025. So yeah, I don't know how long this is gonna be. I might end up pausing in between or something, because who knows if I'm gonna get upset and start crying, because that's my normal self. All right. And I feel like that's what people fail to realize through all of this, up until this point so far. I've been the same person. I just feel like I had to step out in faith, and I definitely feel like I had to save myself from people, because, whatever their title is, they feel like they can, talk to you any old kind of way and treat you how they want to treat you because of whatever. Like, whether you doing something for them, they doing something for you, or are y'all on good terms, y'all on bad terms, like. So where do I really start? Okay, so prior to the storage unit, the whole incident with the storage unit, excuse the mouse trap, all right? This apartment did have a lot of mice when I moved in here. So I'm going to put everything, whatever I feel like I need to say in this video, I'm going to put it on the table. So prior to the storage unit, everything was good. I had a relationship with my family. I'm going to, not every party, but I go to the parties that I wanted to go to, or felt like I wanted to go to, because I've been working since I've been 16. Now, I haven't had no one job that I've been at for like 20 years or nothing, but I do have an employment background. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, let's really start from when I moved out from my mom. So when I got out of high school, I graduated, and my graduation was not like how these graduations be, that be on Instagram and stuff. Like, it was just regular. It wasn't nothing spectacular. Like, I've had a relationship with my mom that raised me, because she's not my birth mom. She's my mother. She's my biological mother's sister. And when I was born, my mom couldn't raise me because of the stuff that she was dealing with. Like, she was dealing with depression, that's what they said, and she got on drugs. I'm gonna say before she had me, so obviously somebody got her into that. They also got her into, I feel like, her selling herself. Because from what I know, after she got out of high school, I think she moved out of state, but I'm not really sure how far after, because including me and my older sister, we have a younger sister who is said to be deceased. Um, I've never seen a death certificate for her, so I don't know for sure if that's true or not. But from what the family says, that she passed away. So that's what they say. Um, so when I moved out on my own, I graduated from high school. Um, I went to college. I went to MCC. I went to Monroe Community College. I did like 2 semesters. So I did 2 semesters. My mom helped me get a used Dodge Shadow. She helped me get a used Dodge Shadow. All right. I think I heard somebody out in the background because they minding my business. Somebody weird stuff outside sounding like they telling me to be quiet. Like, why is you worried about what I'm doing in here and you outside? So, graduated from high school. She got me the car. She was in a relationship with a man that she met through work or whatever. She was supposed to be helping that man with stuff. Like, if you know, you know, from what I wrote in my diary, that I feel like that got put on blast. You know what I talked about that. So when I ended up moving out from my mom, she was in a relationship with him. They was married at that time when I ended up having to move out. When I moved out, I didn't have the Dodge Shadow. Before I moved out, she helped me get a red Chevy Cavalier, 2-door red Chevy Cavalier. She helped me get that because we traded in the Dodge Shadow for me to get that car. And she didn't have to co-sign for me because my credit was still decent at the time. I didn't even I don't think I had signed up for school yet, but I definitely went to school. I definitely went to college after high school. So when I did end up going to MCC, before I moved out, I had to move out. I had the car, so you know I was trying to go to school, do my little college stuff, and I think I had started working at Movies 10. So I started working at Movies 10. And then I just like, I don't know, my focus wasn't really into college, all right? And I feel like now that I look back and I'm 41 right now and I was in my 20s, I should have stayed in school. I should have, you know how sometimes you could get degrees that, what is like an English degree or I forgot what they call them, degrees that you could get that is not really like a big major. So I should have did that. That's what I should have did, because I feel like I wasted money. Like I wasted college money for not staying in school. And then when I end up dropping out after the second semester, maybe like a year or something later, I end up going back to college. But it was at this college that they had here in Rochester, New York, which was called Everest, but that's not here no more. So I should have stayed at the community college and got some type of degree. Cause maybe I would feel better about stuff right now. Like, I'll get more into that later. But yeah, I feel like I should have stayed in college and got some type of degree. At that time, I wasn't dealing with nobody. I was just how I am now, focusing on myself, you know. And then when my mom put me out, I still had my car for a while. And my first apartment I had got was it on Gerst? No, I had to move out, and then I had stayed with my sister, one of my mom that raised me, one of her daughters, I actually stayed with both of them. And for whatever reason, which is crazy, and it's just my opinion of how I feel about it, like, it's funny because they live with me and I live with them because that's their mom. I'm the adopted child, even though, you know, this is my family. I'm the adopted child. I'm the youngest. So when I became an adult, it just feel like the how they treated, how you get treated is different. And that's not the case in every family dynamic, you know. Even though the relationships with the family dynamics is really different now. Um, that's just my opinion too. But they have found reasons, like both of her daughters, you know, I don't know, they found reasons that where I end up not being there. I end up not living or staying with them that long because something ended up transpiring. But then it's like, I think about it, it's like, you think y'all would have been more. It's like they was kind of treating me like as if I was their child, and this was a way that they felt like they had to, like, check ties me or something, like whatever word you want to use like that. Cause I honestly don't feel like and it's like they know me, so that's why I, you know, feel some type of way about it, because in and I stayed with my biological sister too. So like all of them 3 incidents where I stayed with them, it ended up being some reason why I had to end up leaving. And then I was like, dang, because, you know, I know they had day stuff going on, day situations, but it's like, damn, y'all grew up around me. Like, I was the youngest and y'all was the oldest, so y'all know how I am. And I never brought no men to their house. Like, I never brought nobody there and was trying to have them stay there with me while I was staying with them. Like, so it's just like, you know. So growing up, I did feel like, during that time, I did feel like a way about that, like getting put out by all 3 of them for just reasons that I feel like I wouldn't have put me out. I wouldn't have put me out for them reasons, but whatever. So after that, I don't know if I stayed with my cousins. No, I know I stayed with my mom, both of her daughters. First, I stayed with her oldest daughter first. Then, or was it my sister? It was either my sister, my biological sister, and then it was her oldest daughter, and then her youngest daughter, and then it would be me. So I ended, but basically I ended up staying with all of them at different all 3 of them at different times, and then I ended up getting my first a place, which is a 1-bedroom. It was like on the other side of the city, so it was like off of East Main, and I was happy. Like, I actually still had the red Chevy Cavalier then. I still had that car. And I was trying to do my thing. I had ended up, I had my ESN account, I think. And I had, like, one of my first jobs after, you know, the summer school jobs. Like, I had got into healthcare because, you know, my sisters, the ones, not the oldest one, but the youngest one, and then my biological sister, they was in healthcare and stuff. But I really seen I think why I went into healthcare was because of my mom, and then because of her youngest daughter, which her youngest daughter is still older than me. I'm 41, so she like, what, her early 50s, or about, no, her early 50s. So it was because of them. Like, I kind of like felt like that was the good thing about I followed in their footsteps, because I wanted to be a helper, even though I knew I was like an introvert and I liked to stay in the house. Like, my high school years, I never really was like doing a lot. I didn't even go to my prom. So when I got to the point where I wanted to start working after I did the school stuff for while I was in high school, I don't know, something just wanted me to, or maybe I did it because that was like the easiest thing to get into back then. But yeah, I had my first job. One of my first healthcare jobs was like a PCA, and then I think after that I had got my home health aide like a while after that. And yeah, and I was at that first apartment, and I had the car, so I was trying to work because I was like employed at an agency that was in this city for like a long time. I don't know if they still functioning or in business right now. I don't know, but I was with that company, so I was happy. I was like working my hours, and like with that job, I was like able to get paid like every week. Or they was also doing back then they had started like daily pay, so I was happy. And then all of a sudden, one day, I don't know what it was, me and my mom, because by this point she had already put me out, and I was at my apartment, or and the crazy thing is, I didn't even never get to furnish that apartment. Like, I don't know what is it. It's a thing though. It seemed like, because I was at that apartment, and then I was working. I had the car, and then out of nowhere she came and got the car. So that set me back because I had to use the car to get back and forth to my cases because that was a home health aide job. So that set me back. Then after that, I think my mentor ended up helping me because I know she had came by. Like I told her what was going on, and she knew who my mom was and stuff. She met my mom. She was coming to get me, like when I was in. She started coming to get me when I was in elementary. My mentor. So when that happened, by that time I'm out of school. I'm still having a relationship with my mentor, and I would see her like every now and then or whatever. And I remember I told her about what happened. Yeah, because the car was like sitting in the back. I had to put the car in the back because like where I stayed at was apartment. Kind of like this. It was kind of like a apartment building like this. It was like I think about 3 apartments in that building where I was at. It was the apartment that was on Garson off of East Main, and I had to put the car in the back because my mom came and took the place. So that was my insurance. So I think she told me either I had to get it in my name or something, and that she was taking me off of her insurance. So I was so upset. I was so upset. Like that really made me feel like I was really mad with my mom. And God rest her soul, her sister came with her, my aunt, she came with her, and they came and got my plates and took it off the car. And I think after that, well, yeah, they end up coming to get the car. I think they end up coming to get that red Chevy Cavalier. And I think I had that car like a year or something. I don't think I paid it all the way off yet. But so after that, that put me back, and I had to let the job know that that what happened and stuff. So eventually I ended up moving out of that place because of the whole situation. I think after that I went and stayed with one of my cousins. Or that's when I went and stayed with the youngest, with her youngest daughter. It was either one of them, because I think I stayed with my cousin too, or she, I don't know. I know both of them had stayed off of South Clinton Avenue. Yeah, they at that time when that happened and I ended up moving out of that place, I ended up, they both were staying off of South Clinton Avenue. And then after that, I think my next place was, Ames Street. So, by that time, I had ended up getting my CNA, but I had to go to Rochester Works to get the grant. Rochester Works gave me the grant to do the CNA. Then I took the CNA at Rochester EOC, and that was like, it was a couple of months. It wasn't, so I didn't do the CNA until I moved to the apartment after, what I said, Ames? No, I wasn't on Ames. I was at, trying to think. Moved off of Garson. Went and stayed with one or two of my family members. And then, let me see. Before I moved to Dodge Street Apartments, I was on Ames. Yeah, I was on Ames Street. And that's when I had went back to school the second time. I went to Everest, and I was trying to do that, but then people was like, oh, you shouldn't, like, once I got in there and stuff, people was like, oh, I don't know if you should stay in there, because if you try to, if in the future, if you try to transfer credits, you might not be able to transfer their credits. So, excuse me, so I only end up doing, like, 2 semesters there. But what y'all really should have been doing was staying at MCC and finishing out there instead of going to Everest. But when I went to Everest, I was on Ames Street, had my own place again. By that time, I was getting help through one of the agencies in this city. They don't change their names. Like that one agency that I was dealing with, their name is different now than it was when I first initially started getting help from them. So that was Ames Street. That was that was the early 2000s, or no, not the early, like mid 2000s. Like it definitely had to be like after 2003. Yeah, it was after 2003. So they was helping me. Then that was like, I think Ames Street was like one of the first time I had got help from DSS. And I don't know if DSS was actually paying my rent back then. They might have been, because I think they was giving me food stamps back then. That was like my first time, that might have been my first time getting help from DSS. And then that's when I met the person that I was dealing with. We not gonna say no names, but you know, everybody in the city know, because that's why they be acting the way they be acting. Because, you know, the word is that, oh, you was out there, and you know, just people just saying stuff, and they don't really know you. That's why I take how people been trying to treat me. That's why I take it offensively, and that's why a lot of times I don't be wanting to really deal with people, and that's why sometimes could react the way I react, because they wouldn't want you doing them like that, you know? So unless you know something for fact, unless you was there, I don't feel like people should be saying stuff, because you wouldn't want somebody saying something about your son, your daughter, your mother, your father, like, you know, people, you know. So by that time, I was on Ames Street dealing with that person. I had already, I don't know if I dropped out of Everest yet, but I was at that apartment for like about a year or so. And then I moved to Dodge Street Apartments, because me and my mom used to stay at those apartments too. So I ended up getting my own apartment over there. And when I moved to Dodge Street, I had signed up for the CNA class, which again, like I said, that was through Rochester EOC. So that was like a couple months, and got my CNA in 2008. May 2008, I got my certified nursing assistant. And I was happy too. I was happy. I was wearing, my little uniforms and stuff. And then when I had finished my CNA, we was offered positions. So I had got a position at the Episcopal home where I did my training. So I was really happy. I felt like I was doing really good. I was excited. Now, when I did my CNA, I wasn't looking to be, like, wanted to be a nurse. Like, I never seen that for myself. Because, like, before I even, when I was getting ready to graduate, my mom, she brought up talking about me going to be a nurse. I'm like, I don't want to be no nurse. So I always remember that, like, her saying that. I'm like, I don't want to be no nurse. Because I'm so, like, I don't like to mess up on stuff. So that's just something with me. Like, even though it happens, I don't like to mess up with stuff. Like, especially, like, with having that type of job, I will be very like nervous, and I know it would be, I would be thinking about it a lot with, especially with, people passing away and stuff like that. So, because I dealt with it when I was doing the CNA and the home health aid and stuff, like the clients and patients that I had, like the ones that I got attached to, I was like sad when they passed away, and you was always like taking care of them, and coming in working with them every day or whatever. So that's why I feel like, that's why I said that even before I got into being a home health aide and CNA and stuff, I just was like, I can't do it. Because, and then I think too, because of the fact of my situation with my health, which it's not, it never deterred me from doing anything. I just feel like I put that as a factor as to why I didn't want to be a nurse, because of that. And then also to the fact that I'm not comfortable, like, nurses have to draw blood and stuff, so I'm not comfortable with that. I don't even like getting my own blood drawn, so, because it's very uncomfortable. And with me, I know every time they have to draw my blood, they can't never find my veins, because, my veins are so small. I was a premature baby, so my veins are small, like, and I think they be, what they said, they roll or something or whatever. So every time I go to get my blood draw, every 3 months, they have to look for my veins, or like I have to make sure I drink a lot of, I try to drink a lot of water prior, but a lot of times I don't. But it just all depends on who doing it, if they able to get it or not, because I feel like it's definitely a technique to that. And some people are better at that than others. So I feel like that's why I didn't never want to be a nurse, because of my situation, and then how I felt about how I would take that position so serious. Like, I wouldn't want to mess up or nothing. Like, it would, like, I would feel it. Like, I would be thinking about it, like, So, had my CNA, and I don't know, I was at that apartment where I got my CNA. I had ended up getting me I had like this one used car, like it was like a Honda something. It was blue. It reminded me of my one of my sisters, one of the sisters, the youngest sister, her her baby dad. He had like the same color car. It was like a blue, but this was like a blue Honda, and it was used though, but I didn't even have it that long, because it was something wrong with like the starter or something. So I don't know what I don't know if I end up towing it. It ended up getting towed, or I sold it to get money out. Like, I don't know. Or they could, I don't know if they was able to give me money for it, but I don't know. I had to get rid of it. And then I ended up getting me, I think I was still at that apartment. I had ended up getting my Lincoln Town car. And I was like, I was so happy about that car. Like, I loved that car. Like, and I still saw, the last time I seen one was like last year or this year, the beginning of this year. I was on the bus and somebody had one, but it wasn't like the same color, because mine was like all silver. And the place that I got it from, a man, I forgot what his name was. I don't even know if he alive and stuff or where he at, but he sold it to them, so it was used, or how you would say traded in. He traded it in, and then I end up getting it because he traded it in, and it was like really in good condition, even though it was a Lincoln Town car. I think it was like a '98, but it was really good. Like, it was so big. Like, I loved that car. That was like my favorite car. Yeah. So then after Dyer Street, I only was there a year, because it was a real big messy situation that happened with me and this person that I was dealing with. And I ended up having to leave that apartment and stay with my mom until, where did I move after that? Like, I had to stay with my mom for a minute because of the situation. I couldn't go back to that apartment. And if you know, you know, or whoever, whatever, that I wrote that in my diary too. Because I honestly feel like my diary got put into somebody's hands where my diary, my poems. Like, I don't know what was done with my pictures and stuff, or my mother's urn. I don't know what was done with those things, but I know for a fact that my diary and because I had my diary and my poems. I think I had them together. I definitely feel like something was done with that. Because I know I had wrote something in the diary, like, which I honestly really wasn't thinking that was going to happen. I just, for some reason, I wrote that in there, like, oh, if somebody come across this, that, I don't know. But my true intentions was for me to do that, not for anybody else to do that. So, I don't know who hands it went into, but I know for a fact that this whole city knows about that diary, but they try to play it off as if like they don't. And I feel like that's why I have been being attacked. That's why people have been being slick with the mouth, and trying to call me out my name and stuff. You know, like today, I had went to this place to, because I had these little Google things, and I'm trying to get rid of them because I don't have no use for them. But that's not the first time you got, people be saying stuff, and then they be thinking they trying to be slick with what they be saying, and they think that because you're not saying something back, you didn't hear what they said. But yeah, that wasn't the first time that somebody done did that. So for me, that's why I feel like it's confirmation that I know that people know about my diary. Like, without me knowing them, they know who I am because of that. And they be trying to take advantage of the fact of that because of the situation, and thinking it's okay to be, disrespecting somebody or trying to be slick and disrespect somebody. But they wouldn't want that being done to them, because a lot of these people out here in this city, they don't even know how to use their words. They rather use weapons and stuff like that. Because I feel like the only way I'm going to use a weapon, if I really feel like in my home, that's when I feel like you should be using a weapon. But no, that's just my opinion. But even though I do carry certain stuff on me, but that's defense stuff, because when you single and you be with yourself, you single, you by yourself, and whatever, you might not be dealing with a lot of people or whatever. People, like, especially now today, people want to try to take advantage of that or think they could be, and what I'm not going to do is, if I feel like I could defend myself, that's what I'm going to do, because I'm not out here, even though people feeling like it's okay to disrespect me and stuff like that, I'm not doing that to them. So, I had to move from that apartment because of the circumstances, and I stayed with my mom for a minute, and I got an apartment after that. I'm just trying to think which one it was. Because since I've been on my own, I done had, like, more than 3 apartments, definitely. So, let me see. I stayed with my mom, then I moved from with her. And then, because I had to come back and stay with my mom, like, twice. That time, because of the apartment. And then it was like another time after that. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't know. It was another. I know I moved somewhere. I just know our relationship was not very strong as I thought it was. Like, I thought we had a real good relationship, strong relationship, even though I'm not her biological daughter. I thought that we did, I'm not going to say when I was younger or when I was a teenager, I was just sitting up there, like, talking to her as, like, she was one of my, like, a friend or something. No, it wasn't that type of relationship. It was just more a mother-daughter relationship, because when she was going to work, or when I was going to school, she had to go to work. So once I got to a certain age, a lot of times she'd be at work or whatever, and then I come home and be there at the, you know, where we stayed at, and then I'll be in the house doing my homework, watching TV, this, you know, whatever, on the phone maybe a little bit, but nothing crazy. Um, yeah, and like growing up, that's a whole nother video. Like, it wasn't a bad childhood. It wasn't bad, but it was stuff that, you know, stuff that happened, and, you know, I talked about that in my diary. And I feel like people take, but which they're not even my family. This is just people that's, you know, people that I might know. A lot of them I don't know, but they, it's a lot of projection, a lot of projection. Um, yeah. So, like, all of this stuff I'm talking about, I wrote in my diary. And I feel like people be taking the fact that because I did that and that was my choice because of how I was about to curse, about how I had to come in this world with my mom being on drugs. She ended up passing away when I was 7. So she couldn't tell me who my biological father is. Like, you know, later on down the line, I got told that this man that I honestly don't feel like I've been saying in some of my other videos, I honestly don't feel like he's still alive, because then I feel like people trying to hide, like they trying to hold that back from me. Um, so I got told that he was my father, but we never got a DNA test done, so I don't know for a fact that that is the case. I just know that was somebody that my mom was, that she had some type of relationship with or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, after that I did end up moving to another apartment after that. Oh, it was on Frost. So eventually I ended up moving to Frost. Cause when that happened, I was still working for Episcopal Home. And eventually I had got help through the agency that I'm talking about. And that's when I moved to this like big old house that was it was like a 1-level house. I know it don't look like it looked now, like how it looked back then when I was staying in that house. I know it don't look like that probably now inside. Um, so yeah, I ended up moving to that house, and it had like one, two. It had 2 bedrooms with like a little. The bedroom that I was in, it had like a little closet room, like, but it was like actually another room, but it was smaller, like, than the other room. But I was making that into a closet. Like now that's the one place I know I should have stayed. Like for real, I should have stayed there. Um, yeah. It was like a 1-level house. The basement was like really good, like, cause it wasn't old, and like it was just like new, and it was big, but it was like one of the best basements that I've had so far in an apartment or whatever, or in a place. And like it was so decent down there. Like at one point, my mom, her son, cause she got a son too, he had to come bring his stuff there, like, cause you know he was, you know, he needed somewhere for his stuff to go, and I was able to put it down there, and like I didn't have to worry about water getting into the basement. It was like so well lit, and for it to be, cause it was on this side of town where I'm at now, like where this apartment at, it was on the same side of town, but that basement was like one of the best basements so far. Like it was so lit, it was clean. It didn't really have too much of a water coming into it. And I think I stayed at that house like, not like I should have stayed. I shouldn't have moved out and try to move back in with somebody the person that I was dealing with. I shouldn't have did that. I should have just stayed there. I regret that. Um, yeah. And I honestly regret too getting into relationship, or trying to get in a relationship, be in a relationship with somebody. I regret that, because it's like now you notice, like, or I noticed that like the loyalty and the I guess the connection you have with somebody it wasn't real like you think it was. Like how they say, like, it being unrequited or one-sided, it definitely felt like it was that, because the only reason why I kept coming back or kept dealing with that person is because they made me feel like they cared about me. And then the fact that you know everything, like if you know everything, basically you know what's going on with them. You know, I'm not gonna say you know all of their family, but you know a lot of their immediate family members. You knowing them, whether you around them a lot or not, you know who they is, stuff. I just feel like the connection wasn't really as strong or real as I thought it was. So I regret that. I regret putting myself out there thinking that I could be in a relationship with somebody, and because I feel like I wasted a lot of time, because it was incidents that happened after that. So yeah, I definitely regret that. I regret getting into being in a relationship with the opposite sex. I honestly wish that I was still a virgin. I really do. I wish how I was before I started dealing with anybody, because it's not a lot of people that I was in a relationship like people think. But the thing is, they have so much to say about what you doing, what you being in a relationship with somebody or dealing with somebody. But these is the same people that's out here dealing with people too. You know, whether they dealing with the same sex, the opposite sex, they got kids. They might have two different people. They might have a male and a female, or two females, like whatever. Like these are the same people that want to speak on you, and they throw all this projection, but they be out here still dealing with people, and then they try to live up to what you, or try to do similar stuff like you, but they got so much to say. That's why I feel some way about how people be trying to be disrespectful, and then the fact that other stuff don't transpire. That's why I feel the way I do. Yep. So moved to Fraud Street. Then my stupid self, I moved out of there, went back to stay with this person. We moved I moved in with him, which I shouldn't have did that. Like I said, I should have stayed on Frost Avenue because I was good, or I could have figured it out, because at that time I didn't have no issues getting no job. Like if I wanted to go get somewhere else, while I was in healthcare, I could have did it. So, like, I really do. I regret that. While the time was good, while I didn't have no issues not getting no job, I should have stayed where I was at. End up moving in with him. Back, moved all my stuff out of there. Told the people I was gonna leave. Basically gave up my subsidy from that agency, and then move into him with him we had more issues going on. We wasn't really seeing eye to eye on stuff. We constantly going against each other. It just was like a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff going on. But I mean, I guess because we was both in our 20s at the time, like our mid 20s at the time. And then it is that whole thing, like, you know, not having a father growing up, and you know, my mom that raised me, she really didn't have no. I mean, like I said, she was married when I moved out, but he only came into the picture like maybe a couple years prior to me moving out. So I never really had a consistent father figure. So, you know, you thinking you could depend on a man to fill the void and stuff that you feel from, you know, not having a father figure, thinking that they're gonna love you unconditionally, thinking that y'all gonna be able to work through stuff and just all of that. But it was nothing but a whole bunch of stuff. Like, half of the time we was getting along, half of the time we wasn't, or it was always something going on. That's what it felt like. And then, because after I stayed with him, I ended up moving out again, I ended up moving out. I don't know if that time I ended up staying with him, or he just let me stay there with him for a while. Like, and that was the funny thing about it too, because he you know, he let me stay with him, but when I met him, he moved in with me. See, that's why people, the people out here in this city, they be trying to talk so much stuff, but they don't know the details, or they don't know exactly what, because the way they pay attention to me now and try to be all in my business and try to see if I'm talking to this person, or they want to go ahead and do this and that, try to do this and that. It wasn't that type of energy back then. Because obviously, because my third eye, I wasn't on no spiritual journey then. So basically I was closed. My third eye was closed, and I was part of the matrix back then. But since I decided to take the initiative once I left the last apartment I was just at, and that's when I feel like when I was coming into my spiritual journey, now everybody want to have, issues. Now everybody want to be disrespectful, really disrespectful. Like some of the names people done said, calling me a rat, calling me a bitch, trying to call me a hoe. But you the same type of people that are still out here being with a hoe. You talking about, or because you dealt with particular people, they don't want to deal with you. But look who y'all be dealing with. Like, how are you gonna say what you not gonna deal with, but then y'all be dealing with them same people? Like, that's what I don't understand about how people be trying to be, which they be trying to be funny, and then they don't even really know how many people. And I'm not worrying about with them. Like, I don't care how many people you done dealt with or whatever. That's your business. That's not mine to be worried about. So, I end up moving out from him that first time. After I stayed with him probably like a year or something. And then I end up getting a new place. But like I said, we will be good for so much, and then we'll end up arguing again, or something to happen, and then we at odds again, or whatever. So dang, I'm trying to think. After I moved out from where did I go after that? Because I know I didn't stay with him that long, even though he was over at that place he was at for a long time. So after I left Frost, moved back in with him, then a while at like maybe a year or something, maybe not even a year, I ended up getting my own place again. And then it's crazy, like, we was ending up there in the same house with each other, even though we had already prior lived together when I had my apartment on Ames, because that's where I initially met him at. I just don't understand, like, something had to be being done, because the way sometimes we used to get into it, like, it wasn't physical, but it'd be arguing and that and that, and like, I feel like somebody was doing something. I don't know what, and it could have been something spiritual at the time, because it just, like, it was crazy. It was crazy. Like, we wasn't calling the police on us. I mean, we wasn't calling the police on each other, like, every day or something like that. But it was just like, damn. Sometimes I think about that now and be like, damn, why was we... Or now I'm thinking about it, like, why, what, like... So it's just like stuff had to be going on in the background, because just to think about some of the times where we did argue, like, even when I had to end up leaving the apartment at Cambridge Court, because that apartment, like, even when all of that happened, which, like I said, I talked about that in my diary, so if you know, you know. It was something behind that too, because I don't understand how that ended up getting to that. Like, when I tell you that part happened, that whole incident with that, and me end up having to leave that apartment happened so freaking crazy and fast. Like, whoo, Lord Jesus Christ, like, And then the fact that I was so blind at the time to, after that, go back to dealing with him. And that's when I had moved to Frost Avenue. And and that's when I should have that's when I did what I'm doing now. That's what I should have did then. I should have continued to focus on me like I'm doing now. I should have did that then. And then maybe I would have relieved or prevented myself from some of the other stuff that, or people that I, because it wasn't a lot of people, but I'm just saying, like I really just wish I would have stayed, how you say, I don't know the word to use, but like I just really, 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 like I hate that for myself, because then you got people sitting up here trying to talk about you and judge you, like, but I honestly feel like at least I don't have no kids to show for it, because I wouldn't want to be having no back and forth toxic relationship with people, or not talking to you, and then you sit up here with have a child with this person, and y'all not on the same, on the same, you're not communicating, y'all not on the same level and stuff. That's one thing I'm happy that I don't, because that would be some really, messed up stuff. I wouldn't want to bring a child in this world and them not have a relationship with the other parent because of whatever. Like, and knowing how I had to come in the world, and how my mom was doing what she was doing because of whatever, and then I don't know who my father is. Like, and I've always talked about that in my diary too. Like, if it ever was that I want both parents to be involved. I don't want them to not have both, because y'all wasn't made with just one parent. Y'all was made with both of them. But people be thinking, just people think they could just be so disrespectful, but then they don't even they got the audacity, the nerve to call you out your name and all this, but then they don't even be trying to, like, do what they need to do in regards to their family or their relationships and stuff like that. Everything, I feel like I was saying to somebody the other day that, these relationships be, a lot of these relationships out here be just for show. Like, a lot of people be in these relationships and they don't even be happy with their person, and then you don't sat up here and had a child with them and you're not even happy, and then you sitting up there trying to get in a whole nother relationship. And I don't necessarily, honestly, because of how I've been having to go through all this stuff, especially since the storage unit and everything, and going forward, I really don't want to be in a relationship. I do, but then I don't, because just everything prior to that, and then now, and just everything prior to 2020 and my storage unit being done the way it was done, and then going forward, and then, like I said, even before that, like, I'd rather just be by myself. Like, it's sad to say that I have to think about that, like, like, damn, am I really gonna be by myself now? Like, damn, fucked up. Because it's that whole thing, like, oh, everybody needs somebody and whatever like that, but I don't want to deal with a lot of stuff. Like, I don't. Like, every day you turn around, somebody dying because they out here acting like a damn fool out here. They all in that damn, and that's how I know that they know about my diary too, because it ain't funny, but I talked about having my own personal demons that I had to deal with. But who knew that now that people will be literally, like, that's how I know for a fact that people know about my diary. Because why would y'all be speaking like that? If nobody didn't know about nothing, why do y'all be speaking like that? And then just how I be having to not be around people out here, just how they be acting, how they'll say certain stuff. And then you got people that you don't, you knew or you went to school with. Some of them don't want to speak. They act like they don't know you. They act like you did something to them. Even family. The family that I saw, I've been seeing, aside from seeing them when somebody passed away, they've been speaking. But it's like I'm still torn, because I don't know. It's like I don't know who I feel like I can trust, because Like, the simple fact, because after the storage unit, it's just a lot of stuff that's been done transpired. Like, I've been having to go through a lot of stuff at this apartment, which I feel like I shouldn't even be having to go through. As far as trying, been trying to have a job. And I feel like people been messing with that. And then I was I had to deal with that at the other apartment. But not as much, because the other apartment I had Lowe's and Dollar Tree. But when I moved there, I was working for a home care agency. But right when I moved there, I ended up getting terminated because they claimed that I left the patient unattended, but the patient was unattended allegedly inside of the facility in the dining room where they eat at. Plus, she had her brakes on and she was in there eating her food. She wasn't on no aspiration precautions. Like, people be trying to treat you like you stupid, and you not. Like, honestly, that day, I know I'm jumping around, but that day was like a day, for whatever reason, I was not having a good day. I was tired. And I done had that lady plenty of times since I had been with that agency. Like, I had been working for them like a year, and it was going on 2 years. And, I put her in her dining room, put her brakes on, let her eat her food, because I'm the type of person, I don't want you to rush it. Well, the elderly people, that's what I got taught. You're not supposed to rush them when they eating their food. You supposed to, like, you let them eat their food like as if they a child, or, some of the ones that you gotta feed. You feed them like you feeding a baby. You don't rush them when they're eating. So, I don't know. That was not a good day. I know I was tired. I think I wasn't even feeling good then. That day. So she was in the dining room, and then it was like they had people that worked inside of that facility, so somebody took her up to her room. So then all of a sudden something was like, get up. So I went, got up, went into the dining room, and I was like, where the hell she went? And then I had asked some of the people in there, and they looking off like they didn't know nothing. But then short time later, or no, it was one lady that, it was like one of the, I don't know what she was, somebody from the office part or whatever they is, one of them manager type people that was from the building. I had asked one of them because they had like a badge on, and they was telling me that one of the people that worked there, I guess they was considered to be aides. One of them in the building took her to her room because her apartment, not her room, her apartment was on the second floor. So I went up to the elevator. I think I met them on the elevator, or no, the girl was coming back down, and she told me she took the lady to her room. And then, these people called my agency, and I guess they told them that I left her unattended. But the funny thing is, the agency I work for, they had so many people going in there, working in there. And a lot of the people, because I had seen it done before, I don't know if they doing that now, but a lot of the people that was at that agency, they would do the same thing I do. Sit outside, because the dining room was so small, and they only had like enough, like when you would sit all of them people that was in that facility, because that was like a assisted facility. It wasn't like a nursing home. All of the tables would be full with them eating their food, because I don't know if they had assigned seats in there, but like when I know one night or whatever day that was, if that was during the day or the evening, and it was like one day I came in there, or maybe a couple times I come in there, and they'll have them all in that dining room, which it was big, but then at the same time it wasn't, because you got the tables, then they coming in there sitting in chairs, or they sitting in their wheelchairs. So, and they only had in that dining room, it had only so many tables. So yeah, they gonna call my agency, I guess, and told them that they couldn't find me. So then that's how I ended up getting fired. But then it was like, so y'all sat up there and told these people y'all couldn't find me. The whole time I was in the facility. I didn't have a car. The day that it happened, I didn't have no car. I was in the facility, and that's where I was at. It just took me a minute to get up, because like I said, I wasn't feeling good. I don't even think I drunk nothing or ate nothing when I came there. I just think, for whatever reason, I was not feeling good that day. So I was like really tired. And, but something was like, just something said, get up. So I got up, went to go check her, see what she was doing. And she was gone. I'm like, what the fudge? End up meeting the girl, meeting her at her apartment. And then, or on the way, the lady telling me, oh, she took her up to the apartment. And then just how they was looking and stuff, I knew they was on some BS. Then I get to the agency when I had to go meet with them. The lady, she not even, the lady I had to meet with, we ain't gonna give her no praise, we not gonna acknowledge her name either, but she, cause I had a family member that worked there too, but, well actually my mom and one of my aunts used to work there, but yeah, the lady that I had to meet with, she gonna call me out my name, call me somebody else's name, and I'm like, that's not my name. And then when I had to go in there and meet with her, she was being really rude and very disrespectful. She was trying to get me to yell at her and stuff, but I wasn't. I was just telling her what happened. And then they still end up terminating me because she literally was trying to argue with me in that office. Like, she wanted me to yell at her, so like, I don't know, so that if she could call, so she would have to call the police or something. I don't know, but it was really that was weird back then, and that was way before. Well, actually, that was kind of before 2020. So yeah, because like I said, when that happened, that was after I moved to the last apartment that I was just at, and I was at that apartment for 5 years. So after that happened, I tried to get unemployment. They didn't want to give me unemployment back then. So, you know, I had went to 6 months without income because of that. And my phone had went off. I had Snow at the time because I had Snow since my dog Snow. I had him at the time. I had him since 2014 or something like that. It was 2013, 2014 when I got him. In the wintertime. Yeah, and his birthday is this month. Yeah, my baby birthday this month. That's what it say on the papers. I still got his papers. Yep. So when I was at the other apartment, that happened. That was like right before it got cold. Like when that happened, that was around this time. Yep. And me and him went 6 months without no income, and they didn't even want to give me unemployment. And I was trying to get help through the agency, and they end up helping me, but it was just like, everything, I just started noticing certain stuff, like, you know, and that was even before I started doing tarot and stuff. I just was getting, like, even when the whole incident, like I said, with me coming into the office to explain my side of the story in regards to what happened with the lady in the dining room, something was just like, because then when I moved to the other apartment, after that happened, I did get a job with my CNA with a nursing home that's here in this city, but something was telling me not to take the job, and like I should have took it. I should have went against my judgment then, or I should have, well, maybe not, because if I would have stayed there, because I kind of was getting little signs there too, but I had only stayed I went through the orientation, and I think I didn't even complete the orientation, and I had ended up I ended up giving up the job because I was feeling stuff like, you know, like people always think that, like, I don't know, sometimes I be feeling like I'm kind of like in a way a little bit, I be kind of feeling like I'm a human detector. Not, I won't say a lie detector, but like a human detector, because I definitely, before I started doing the readings and feeling like I wanted to be spiritual, I just was picking up on stuff. Like, I was definitely getting a weird vibe, an unnatural vibe when that whole incident happened with them saying that I left the lady, and I knew I didn't have a car, and I knew I don't go outside to smoke cigarettes. Like, it's like all these things that I knew, and you got this lady in this office trying to argue with me and getting me to yell So I guess she could call the police or something, or like throw me out of the building or something weird like that. I just knew something was. I knew. So I did keep calm, but I actually thought, because it's like she wanted me to say something, and I'm like, what do you want me to say? Just like the whole thing, the incident that happened at Amazon, and not in regards to when I got terminated from there, but when it was an incident before I moved to the front of the building. I started at the dock, and like back there, they would track you with these devices that you would scan the boxes, like you would scan the totes, because you move these big old totes to push them to where the trucks will be, where they put all the stuff onto the trucks. You'll push those totes to that area, and those devices you will use, they track you. So it was like one night shift, one of the managers, he gonna come up to me and tell me, ask me where I was at for a whole hour. I'm like, what? Because it's like on their laptops, it would show you, or I guess tell you when you're not doing something, or like, but my thing, every time I came in there, I asked them what they wanted me to do. They'll show me, they put it on the board, and I go do it. But once I got in here, and after a couple weeks, they started hiring more people. So they will have more people come back there to the dock. So it was more people doing the stuff back there. So yeah, he gonna come to me, one of the managers, he gonna come to me talking about what I was doing for a whole hour. I said, what? I said, what, you think I'm in here asleep or something like that? Because it's nowhere. When you start at the dock in there, it's nowhere. Well, I'm not gonna say it's not, because I literally seen people like, I'm not gonna say laying on the ground, but I've seen people like sitting and like, and I just be looking at them like, and I shake my head. So yeah, people be thinking they trying to play me, and I don't know if it's because they think I'm slow or dumb, which I'm not none of that. I'm not none of that. And then the fact that, I wrote in my diary how, I don't know if they be trying to use that as that, or because of my situation, because I know I talked about in my diary how I was in special ed, and I transferred my ass right up out of there. I think and my mom said, from what she was telling me, if she would remember, or what she did tell me, she said they put me in there because, like, not that I didn't know nothing, because she would literally sit there and read to me at night. Like, I don't know how long she was doing it. She did it for a minute, though. So I wasn't stupid. I'm not stupid. Like, I might not be good at math, but I don't got better, because I used to be real uncomfortable with money. Like, and the funny thing is, the last 3 jobs I had was retail. So I guess it just took me a while to just get into my skin, get more comfortable with myself and stuff, and have more confidence in myself, because, like I said, growing up at high school, I really didn't do a lot. I went to school, came home, I had a couple friends. I wasn't nobody that, like, had to be having all these dang friends, like 20 million friends. No, that wasn't me. I had a handful of people that I hung with outside of school, and maybe less than that. So I just feel like I was real more, like, kind of shy in a way, and reserved. But yeah, I guess it took for me to be in my 30s to be doing retail. Cause, like, I had a retail job. I had my first retail job ever was was that Rainbow. When they used to, cause we got a mall, Marketplace Mall. Rainbow used to be in there. I don't know if they still in Marketplace now. I don't think so. That was like my first retail job, and they was opening up the store, and like when I had got hired, they was wanting us to put like the clothes on the hangers and all that, but I was like, And then I think I ended up leaving. I only stayed there like a couple days, and I ended up quitting. Oh, excuse me, but yeah, people think that, like, they be trying to play me, or I don't know. Yeah, I think really people be thinking because I look, like maybe I be looking, I know my eyes be cross-sighted sometimes. Probably not a lot, but sometimes you might be doing that a little bit or something. But I've never had to wear glasses or nothing. But I am not slow. Like I might talk in like a child voice type or sometimes, but and I'm short and stuff, but it's not none of that. Not none of that. I'm very much a protector. Um, I did not like seeing family members get into altercations. Like I really didn't start arguing with my mom's kids, her kids, or not the son, but the daughters. I really ain't start having arguments with them until I became an adult. That's when, like I said, that's when everything changed. Like even with my own sister, I didn't really get into no arguments with her until I became an adult. I feel like they was like in a way intimidated by me. Like I was always supposed to be how I was as a child. Like growing up, I had cerebral palsy, so I used to walk on my tippy toes until I got my operation. I was all like they would consider sickly, because I had to deal with that, and I had ear infections all the time. So it was like kind of like I was always going to the doctor for something. So I don't know. I think because of that, and then like I was growing out of that, like they felt like they could just argue with me. Like they argue with each other, or that's supposed to be like some normal thing to be want to argue with somebody. Like instead of just having a normal level-headed relationship, it's like, and I wasn't arguing with them all the time. It just out of nowhere, it just would happen. Just I don't know. Just feel like at just weird times, whatever. Like, and I feel like that's why I feel like I want to be by myself now, and I just feel better just having my peace and my separation. And I feel like people be getting mad at that and envious of that and jealous of that, or which is crazy because I'm supposed to be out here still. Like even though I was interacting with them back then more than I am now, I still was doing the same stuff, trying to have a job, trying to keep my own place. Now I really don't care. Like I said, I don't really care much to be in no relationship unless somebody gonna be like level-headed like me, which I definitely feel like I'm level-headed. I might get a little bit I guess outspoken when I communicate sometimes, but I just feel like it's because of stuff that I had to deal with as far as trying to express myself when I was younger. And then like I was saying earlier, when I was talking to somebody, like nobody, I feel like I have to get crazy and disrespectful, not necessarily where I'm cursing somebody out, but I have to talk in a way like as if I'm like 5'6" or something like that. That's what I feel like. Like when I started getting like, then people be respecting me, because since I'm 5'3" and I'm not like 5'6", I feel like people be thinking they don't want to take me serious, and I don't appreciate that. But then at the same time, they want to be constantly looking at you as like, an object, like 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 basically like kind of like a sexual object too, and I don't like that either. Like just because the fact that who I dealt with in the past or whoever they connected with me to the past don't mean that I feel like you should be disrespecting me, especially if I'm not doing that to you. And a lot of times I'm not doing that to them. They take the initiative to do it first, because you can't be calling somebody a scorned bee if you ain't never been in no relationship with them. You don't know, or you're not even taking the time to ask them about nothing. You just automatically calling somebody that. So I just rather be, or whatever else other stuff people done said. Like I said, call me a bee, call me a hoe. People don't call me a rat. Like, and then I be trying to figure that out. Like, oh, so you calling me a rat because of what? See, I feel like when people be saying certain stuff like that, it's like you need to have stuff to back that up as to why you trying to be disrespectful like that. Because I feel like people be trying to be disrespectful because, like I said, my whole diary got put out for everybody in the world to see, not just this city, but the whole world. But nobody wants to act like they want to acknowledge that, but they know that's the truth. Nobody don't want to admit to that. Just like nobody wants to admit to what happened to my family members that passed over the years. You know, my cousin Drake, Nooka, you know, Pills, Draquan, Ua. Nobody's not going to take no initiative to say what is the backstory behind those. But it's okay for you to come out your mouth and disrespect me. When the whole time, with all of those situations, I've always still, whether I wanted to or not, I've been doing my own thing. I've been working, trying to have my own place. And I feel like people been like intimidated by that. Why would you be intimidated by somebody wanting to take care of themselves? Like, they trying to be as much and most productive as a citizen or a person as they can. They not out here just doing crazy. Like, I don't know. I'm not out here trying to sell drugs. I'm not out here trying to buy drugs. I'm not out here trying to sell my body. I'm not out here robbing people. I'm not doing none of that. So I don't know. I just don't understand why people just feel like it's okay to be so disrespectful, but they don't want that in return. Like, I'm just confused. Because and the thing is, I never grew up being a street person. Like, I honestly, I like my family, like, I know family and people, friends or whatever, people, friends of the family, whatever, to each his own, but I'm not a street person. Like, I never was. So, like, why, I don't know why people be getting so, like, why they be being so disrespectful. Like, I just don't get it. Just because if you do know what my mom was doing or whatever was said, still, that don't mean you got the right to disrespect me. I don't give a fuck, excuse my French, and I know for a fact, like I said, that my diary was put out there for everybody to fucking read it and see it and whatever else they did with it. That still don't mean you get to disrespect me, because I'm not out here doing that to you. Because I rarely be wanting to talk to people. I talk to people when I need to or I have to, and that's it. Like, I'm not out here trying to make nobody be around me or vice versa or whatever. Like, and I just don't understand why people be feeling like they get to be so damn disrespectful. Because I know I will be able to find something to check somebody about. Just give me a little bit of time and I'll be able to find something to check somebody about, male or female. And then see, they wouldn't like that. They'll be taking offense to that. Like, oh, why you trying to do? Like, so, but it's okay for you to call somebody this, that, and the third. It's okay for you to call them a whistleblower, or it's okay for you to call them a rat. The whole time, you ain't asked for your damn stuff to be put out there for everybody to see. You ain't asked for your stuff to be put out there like that. So it's still okay for you to call them that? Or it's still okay for you to call them dumb or stupid or whatever slick you be trying to say under your breath or whatever? Like, it's okay for you to do that. I just feel like people gonna learn, because the same way they be trying to do that with me, they gonna have their time when somebody gonna be disrespecting them or whatever, and then I want to see how they be dealing with that. How they gonna deal with that? How they gonna what you gonna do with it? How you gonna handle it? Are you gonna be violent, or are you gonna handle it a different way? Or you gonna violent or handle it a different way, where you gonna just like either let it slide, or you just gonna ignore it, or what? Like, how do you? Because people they not doing that out here. Right now, they not doing that. The last 3 days, somebody done passed away, because people don't know how to. They don't know how to. What's the word? Basically, they doing too much. Doing way too much. But then you, like I said, you got the right to come out your mouth and disrespect me, and y'all out here unaliving people, like you playing target practice, or you playing duck hunt, like back in the day, the game on Nintendo, like you playing dunk hunt and shit. Like, this ain't no damn dunk hunt. This ain't no damn Call of Duty. This ain't no Grand Theft Auto. Like, you can't restart the game over and the person you just did that to is gonna come back alive. Like, no. So I wish people, but then at the same time, I honestly just want to move out of this state. Like, I really wish that, like, after high school, I wish I would have left. Like, I wish I would have moved. I wish I wouldn't have tried to been up under, cause like, and then every time I talk about that too, that's the funniest shit. Every time I talk about over the years talking about I wanted to move, somebody like, oh, why you always trying to run away from your problems? And I'd be like, in my head, I'd be like, what problems am I trying to run from? Like, you people just want me to fucking stay here. That's all that is. They want you to stay here so you could be fucking miserable and that they could treat you like shit. Because obviously that's what people trying to do now. They want to treat me like shit. They try to kill me by poisoning me. But ain't nobody going to admit to that shit either. So that's why everybody want to fucking say, oh, why are you trying to run away from your problems? What problems am I trying to run away for? When people been half of the time trying to make problems for you by whatever the fuck they been doing behind the scenes. Because all I've been trying to do is be in a relationship, have my own damn place, have me income coming in, so I won't have to be dependent on Department of Social Services. I won't be having to get no SSI, SSD early. But every time you talking about you want to move out of state, they talking about, oh, why you running away from your problems? I'm not married. I don't got no kids. Like, I got family here. The ones that want to stay in this city, but what problems am I running away from? My mom is dead. She's not coming back. Just like my other family members that's not here no more. They not coming back. So what problems am I running away from? Because I want to get away from y'all, or I want to be somewhere else and see different things and all that. I'm running away from my problems. Because I feel like I don't have somebody, more than one person, say that to me. And I'd be sitting there like, what problems? Like, in my head, I'm like, what are you talking about? What y'all mean by that? My life is not set up the way my mom's life was. My life is my life, and I thank God for that. Like, I'm glad that y'all told me what it was. And she wasn't, and she couldn't tell me. I'm glad y'all told me, because once I knew what it was with that, I knew that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, I want to be in a relationship, but no, I'm not out here trying to do what she was doing. I'm not out here trying to be having nobody put me on no drugs so that they can have control over me. I don't accept that. Because that really is a karmic cycle. That is a continuous cycle that, yeah, my family they've been going through a lot of stuff, and I don't know. I think maybe they feel bad at me or feel some type of way because I don't want to be part of a lot of certain stuff no more or something like that. I don't know. It's really weird. And I feel like I had to come out here to do that because I noticed, like, every place that I done had, it's been some type of BS. Knowing that's what I've been trying to do. Keep me my own place. Work. Just like they did growing up. Just like they did while I was growing up. We had a place to stay. Income was coming in. We have plenty of food in the refrigerator. We had, I'm not going to say I had all these damn gaming systems and stuff like that, but we was good. Like, you know, we had transportation. Shoot. And I remember when my mom didn't have a car or when she was without a car. Like, when I was younger, and we had to get on the bus. But once she got herself back together, we was good. Like, I would say my mom was that raised me. She was never down. When she was down, she wasn't down for that long. So I don't know. I just feel like I don't know why people feel like it's okay to disrespect me, but they not trying to sweep and mop their own front and backyard. Like I don't get people here. That's why I say I want to move out of state, because I don't agree with like how people be trying to think it's okay to do shit because we know that you was dealing with so and so and whatever, and you trying to shit on them now, or you trying to shit on your family, and like, who is you to say what the fuck I'm doing? Excuse my French again, but who are you to say what I'm doing? Who you to say what I need to be doing? And like, cause if you feel that way about me, how are you like? It's like I be trying to think how y'all be respecting y'all family members. Do y'all do right by y'all people every day? Like that's what I be wondering. Like people be, it's just annoying. It's crazy out here. It's annoying. And I just don't understand. I'm not gonna until I be left alone. That's how I feel about it. Like I literally been having to go through stuff at this apartment and the last apartment, and knowing that I'm just trying to do me. Like I don't need nobody trying to tell me what to do or feeling like they gotta be telling me what to do because I know what to do. But it's people that I know been trying to fuck that shit up because they too focused on this person instead of be focused on themselves. And that's why it could be all this shit going on, or it could go on. Like I shouldn't have to stop what I'm doing because I'm not hurting nobody. And then the simple fact, if I didn't have to have people trying to watch me 24/7, then maybe people wouldn't have no problem either. Or trying to do shit. But yeah, like I said, nobody's gonna cough up no information or say nothing about that. Nobody gonna say that, oh, we took your personal stuff and we gave it and we sold it to somebody. We sold it to the highest bidder. Like, oh, we ain't gonna talk about that. Oh, because it's like another thing. If nothing ain't a confirmation, then and it ain't nothing what I'm saying ain't true. I feel like the people in this city wouldn't be acting the way they acting. Celebrities wouldn't be acting the way they acting now. Yeah. I honestly feel like it must be true. Like I do got ties to celebrities or a celebrity or one or other whatever celebrity. I must do got ties to celebrities because when I tell you people acting a hot ass fool right now, they acting a straight fool. Like it must be stuff that a lot of stuff or certain stuff that I don't know that you other people know somehow, some way, y'all know. And it could be people that's in the city that know that. It could be people outside of this city. It could be people that's on social media. I don't know. But it must be something. It gotta be something juicy. It gotta be. Like, I know it. Because otherwise, people wouldn't be acting the way they acting. This wouldn't have been going on like this long. And then it's the simple fact that, like I said, I'm choosing to still do my own stuff regardless if I'm dealing with my family or not, that's my choice. That's my free will choice if I want to be around my family or if I don't want to be around my family or whatever. That's my choice. Just like all of these other mother effers out here, they got their choice and they want to be with who they want to be with. They want to rep this gang, the blue, the red, whatever the fudge. That's your choice. My choice is I don't rep shit. I am a U.S. citizen. I got a diploma. I got a driver's license. I want to have my own place. I want to be able to cook my own food. I want to be able to do what the fuck I want to do as long as I'm not fucking hurting nobody. But I feel I'm hurting people because I'm not trying to run back to certain people or deal with certain stuff. So I'm hurting people. I'm making people feel some type of way. Oh, and because I might be I might be knowing some stuff about stuff, and then people is just like, how you knowing that? I don't know. Why you getting mad at the messenger? Because I've always had an intuition. I've always had one. I just feel like my cards is a tool to help me. Whether people want to admit that or agree with that or not, my cards is my tool. If anybody else out here allowed to do their tarot readings and their whatever type of readings, I should be allowed to do that stuff too without no problems. But see, that's another confirmation that I know everything about what I'm saying or how I'm feeling, and that I must be connected to somebody, a celebrity or something. Because otherwise, like I said, my phone wouldn't have been getting, my channel wouldn't be messed up. Meaning my YouTube and my Instagram and my TikTok. I wouldn't be feeling like people saying certain stuff to me, or they saying it to other people, but they saying it loud enough for me to hear me about whatever. Especially when I'm in my own space, that I'm not telling them. Like, I feel like people keep trying to hint right now that like I'm like they could see me while I'm in this apartment, like, and I ain't invite none of these people over to my apartment. So, what is the deal? And they've been doing that constantly, and they think it's okay. And I'm like, damn. I thought about that today. Like, damn, how many other people y'all? So this what y'all been doing to people? But I just want to know how they doing it. Because it's more than, I feel like, than just some damn monitoring spirits. It's more than, it's way deeper than that. And I'm not even the only one, I feel like. I'm not the only one. I might be the one that's at the highest regard that I don't know. Something about the highest regard. I don't know. But I'm not the only one. Nope. Because how you going to tell somebody, or they telling somebody else, but I can hear them, and it's like they saying something that only I should be knowing because I'm in this apartment by myself. I'm not in here with nobody else. I'm not asking nobody. I'm not inviting nobody over, and I'm not inviting nobody over here because of the how you say, how the apartment look. Like, I don't have certain stuff, so I don't feel like it would be right for me to invite like company over here. Like, you invite normal company to your apartment. I don't, because I haven't even been able to keep myself afloat, because every time I turn around, somebody trying to mess with my shit. Because literally at the last few jobs I had to experience people attacking me at every job. Before this man became the president, when Biden was still the president, I had to deal with people, I got them stimulus money. Yep. Well, what it was him, and then Biden, and then him again, or whatever how it was. But yeah, I literally had to deal with people attacking me at Lowe's, Dollar Tree, Target, and Amazon. All 4 of them jobs, I had to have people attacking me, calling me. Sometimes, whatever, people coming there just to be trying to get in an argument with me. Other motherfuckers trying to call me out my name. Just purposely trying to argue with me. So that's how I know that what I'm saying or what been saying, and then that's how I know for fact too, like I said, that these mother effers, even though I know it went outside of the city, this is something worldwide type, whatever, I know they know about my damn diary. But where is it, and who did it go to? That's what I want to know. But see, am I ever going to know that? Maybe, maybe not. And then every time I turn around now, it feel like the cops, the police, like, what y'all following me for? if you look and you know, I don't have no fucking criminal record. Because obviously you should know that when they just had me on damn probation for my dog, when they should have just been giving me a damn ticket. Because I ain't never had no incident where I got into some type of animal cruelty with my dog, or not my dog, well, an animal in general. I've never had nothing like that on my stuff before. But see, nobody's gonna tell me what's the backstory about that either. Nobody's not gonna say, like I was supposed to find out, who called on me about my dog. Nobody's not gonna say nothing about that. Nobody gonna say that I felt like I had people, just like I felt over here. I felt like I had people coming in my apartment when I'm gone and doing God knows whatever. Which I put that on my YouTube too. From both places. From this one and that one. And after the fact that I thought that I got poisoned and went to the doctors, went to the ER because my sister took me there. My biological sister took me there, where her husband had to stay there almost overnight, and then they talking about, oh, we couldn't find nothing wrong with you, or we couldn't detect why that happened to you. Then they try to say, oh, it was something about your equilibrium. So, yeah. Nobody not going to say nothing about that. Nobody not going to, they want to try to keep that shit a secret. That they've been trying to do shit because you calling me out my name, or you calling me this or whatever. When the fact that I really didn't give nobody permission to be doing nothing with none of my stuff. Because I'm not married to nobody. And the only person that I came out of that I know is, she's no longer here no more. So, yeah. But I needed to do this because I feel like people keep just trying to like be disrespectful, and I'm not doing that to them. Like, and I really feel like that's not cool, because as you talking to your significant other like that, as you on a regular basis, as you talking to your kids like that, or whoever you feel like you supposedly love and care about, as you talking to them like that. But you want to appear as you supposed to be this good person, or you just so respectful. But then when it comes to me, they just want to be disrespectful because they feel like they can. But then another thing, like I was gonna say, they want to be disrespectful until something happened to them, and then they want my help. Like, I don't have to help nobody with what I do, unless I want to do that, because I'm not getting paid for my videos. They restricted my channel or whatever the fuck they doing. They doing that. So if I was to choose to help anybody in this city going forward, that's my choice, my free will. I don't have to, because obviously somebody did something to my motherfucking stuff. Excuse me. And I know that's what's happened. It's been like that since the other apartment. But that's not, nobody not gonna try to explain that either. Just like, when the whole thing happened over the summer with the Uber, like, that was clear confirmation from my bank account trying to pull that shit that they pulled with Key Bank. And I had that account for mad long. I had that account since Portland Avenue. So that was like 2012, 13, 14, whenever I opened up that account. Because they said I had it open for like 10 years plus. So yeah, they try to pull that shit with me. Because that might have happened to me, like one other time. But I don't remember me trying to go get my money out of my account and put it in there the one time, and then the second time. Or no, it was the first time. I put my card in there and then it never came out. Like, what the fuck? And then, like I said, the whole shenanigan, the whole stuff with the Uber, which that was going along back to back. I'm trying to drive for Uber. Then the second week is when it happened, and then I was trying to get my money out, because like, you know, I had stopped getting the unemployment. So I'm like, let me try to do this. If everybody's successful with doing this, I should be successful with doing this, you know, to make some money and be able to keep things going and not have to go to DSS. But no, people see that was all part of the stuff that people know. They know what the fuck they doing, and then they want to try to act like, oh, we only know so much. No, you know more than what y'all know, more than what y'all leading on. That's what that is. And then top of that, being disrespectful to this person, or in a lot, and everybody ganging to try to be disrespectful to this person. I'm not gonna say that's every single person here in Rochester, because some people do got their own mind, even though they have to, I feel like, to a certain extent, hide it, because if other people that they know or something like that, they see that they are being their own person, or being decent to me, nice to me, not trying to get with me, but being just normal to me, then they probably gonna have problems with them people or something like that, which is crazy. That's crazy. And then on top of that, you got people, everybody, I be going places and people be like, they be putting their hands up and all this shit. Like, what the fuck, what you think that's gonna do? It's not gonna do anything. Like, I'm not trying to read your damn mind. Like, they be acting so just extra, like, for no reason. Like, I'm not doing nothing to you. I'm still the norm. But if you think I'm something else, you think I'm a damn how you say, like, I could see through you and see your thoughts and shit, then that's you. Shit. But I don't know. It's just, I just needed to make this video because I just needed to get that out. I needed to vent, and I really don't have nobody else to talk to. So why not make the video, put it up, and, you know, whoever watch it, they watch it, and it's theirs too. So yep, that's what I've been dealing with. Yep. I was at that apartment over there 5 years. 5 years. Because one time, and then it was like one time I was at Lowe's. It was either Lowe's or Dollar Tree. And it was like this person. And then, see, that's the weird thing about it, which I know is it gotta be some type of confirmation. It's just not, it ain't no coincidence. It's not a coincidence. This boy, he was talking to somebody one day, or he was talking to somebody one day, and I don't know where, I forgot where I was at. I don't know if I was in a store or I was getting on the bus. I was doing something, and the boy, he was talking to a girl or something. He gonna say, oh, he said something about the dog and the dog leg or something like that. And it's like, as soon as he said that, I'm like, oh, so you trying to tell me something, like, or you trying to tell me what happened? But I didn't go up to him and say nothing. I just took it with a grain of salt, and I kept on going about my day. So, and that's like, okay, so yeah, that's confirmation of why I felt like the day I came home and Snow was like whimpering, because I don't know if I picked him up. Yeah, I picked him up, and he started, like, he made like a like, you know, like something was hurting him. So yeah, I've been going through a lot of shit. Like, I definitely feel like somebody was coming in that apartment too. Definitely, like how I show, or I'm gonna upload that video tomorrow again to show an updated video of how this lock look, showing how it looked like somebody poking at the lock or doing something with the lock to get the door open. So yep, I'm gonna show an updated video of that tomorrow with this video. And I can't really say that I noticed that over there, but I definitely feel like when that boy said that day, and he was saying it to the girl, and then he gonna look at me and like kind of like smirk and stuff. I'm like, yeah, okay, so you trying to tell me? And that was after that happened with Snow. That might have been before they end up coming to my door and telling me that I had to go to court and stuff, and when I got put on probation. But yeah, it's a lot of times people done did that stuff already. They've been doing that since basically since this all started with my storage unit, like I said, because like the first time it was like that it happened, and it was like these group of kids downtown, and I was in the library downtown, and I was about to get off the elevator, and this boy gonna come up to me, or he was with these other kids, and he gonna say, but he looked at me and said it, and then I'm like, damn. Cause that's why I be thinking, like, when people be saying certain stuff, cause at that time I wasn't even recording videos on YouTube yet. I don't think, when he said that, I don't think I was. So it's like, damn, who is you talking to, or who are y'all be talking to, for y'all to be coming up to me? You not saying my name, but you looking at me, and then you saying something, and then you looking at me. So I feel like that's confirmation without really. I was gonna say it's confirmation without it being confirmation, but if that's how you're supposed to say it. But yeah, yep, that's not the first time. That is not the first time. People been doing it more often now when I've been in this apartment with certain stuff that I have to do when I go out and about. So, excuse me, I don't know how it's being done, but it's being done. I don't know if it's where people is able to watch me and see me through my phone, or it's something else, but it ain't just no it ain't just no monitoring spirits. It ain't even just that. Nope. And I know it's not. And until I be good, until I don't have these problems, I'm going to continue to make my videos, whether it's personal videos like this, or I do my readings in regards to whatever. I'm going to continue to do my stuff, because ain't nothing changed about me. Only thing that's changed is the relationship that I have with my family. You know, it's different. It's definitely is different. I never thought it would be this different, but it is. And yep, I don't have my dog no more, because unfortunately, you know, he passed away when I moved into this apartment, and I haven't come to terms with that, and I don't feel like it was of natural causes. And like I said, I haven't come to terms with that. So it's a lot of stuff. Like, it's just a lot of stuff that I've been feeling like over the years lately, that I've been having to, like, feel like I have to just accept. And I feel like that's not the case. Like, I may not be able to really do what I want to do about it right now, but that don't mean that I accept it. That doesn't mean that I accept it. I have to keep going on. I'm not a weak person, and I'm not about to give up like a lot of people is expecting me to do. I'm not going to do that. And then I feel like they expected me, with the situation I'm going through now, they expect me to lose all my stuff, but that's not going to happen. I'm not going to let that happen. And if I have to, I will burn all of my cards, because ain't nobody's going to get my stuff. I will burn all my damn tarot and oracle cards, and nobody ain't going to have it. Because it ain't no other diaries in here for you to get, nobody to get. The only thing that I've been writing in is where I be writing my messages, like the messages that I get. But as far as like a diary, my diary is my YouTube. So, you know, I don't know if this is going on because of that, because people don't want me to do my stuff, or they trying to think they're going to get my stuff. But no, I will burn all of my stuff. I will burn all of these damn decks, because I paid the money to get them. Nobody else ain't paid for them. I paid for them out of my money that I had. Whatever job I done had, I paid for my stuff. So I'm not gonna let nobody else get my stuff. And that's what. And if that's what somebody think their goal is to try to do, well, I will burn all of these books and decks, because this is my stuff. This is for me and my spirit team, not for nobody else. 9/11 on the phone. Because I don't know. I just feel like, you know, and then it's crazy how for people to be feeling some type of way about what I'm doing, but it's so many other people out here that's doing videos and readings and stuff, but they honestly, they not really, I don't feel like they really bothering any of those people. I feel like I'm the only one that's being attacked the way I'm being attacked. Nobody else is going through, that I could say for sure, for fact, that is going through half of the stuff I done went through since I started doing, or even before I started doing readings and stuff. Like, why am I on being the only one that's being going through this stuff the way I've been going through stuff? If nothing ain't if nothing ain't a coincidence, or you know, because like I said, I don't believe in coincidence no more. So everything that's been going on is not a fucking it's not a coincidence. It's not. It's not a coincidence. It's not. And because if it was a coincidence, it wouldn't be. I don't think it would be this. All this stuff wouldn't be going down like this. It wouldn't. It wouldn't. Nope. 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 That's what they want me to believe, that that's what it is. Like, no. Ain't no damn coincidence. Because every time I turn around, somebody trying to like just do something, and it's like they doing it, it's like it's being done, it's like, oh yeah, we watching you, and we want you to we doing it so that we can have control over you, or you could feel small, or you could feel like you gotta be messed up, you know, as far as like financially and stuff. It's not a coincidence. It is not a coincidence. Nope, it's not a coincidence. Because if I'm going through this, and they already talked about how people who are really celebrities, particular celebrities, don't went through stuff because they felt like they didn't want to do what they wanted them to do, or they didn't. I don't know. Just, it's weird. Like, I know it's not, like I said, it's not a coincidence. Nope. Like I said, if it's a coincidence, then I wouldn't be feeling like the world and stuff that's been going on wouldn't make me feel the way I feel. And then it's making me feel like, damn, you must be connected to somebody. Like I said in a video or whatever before, or many videos before, you must be connected to somebody. You gotta be. For stuff that been going the way it's going, and stuff to be happening, you a big fish. That's what I feel like. You the biggest fish of the biggest fish. Like, it's something, because ain't no way. Ain't no way. Every time I turn around, I gotta have somebody disrespecting me. Like they out here and they don't got people that they dealing with, they significant other, or they don't got kids. You know, all this different stuff, and they just like, damn. Like, it's like what did I deserve for you to be talking to me like that? Especially if I'm not talking to you. Like, that's why half of the time I be looking at people like they crazy. Like, do you talk to your people like that? You know, that's how I be looking at them. Like, and then a lot of times I just have to try to like, you know, God help them or somebody help them, because I don't got time to go to jail for nobody. I don't. I don't know why it's so cool to do that shit. Or that it's so accepted. That's where I'm confused at. So it's like, it gotta be like somebody telling them to do this, or it's like a big old rally or some type. I don't know why I'm getting that word, but for people to be just thinking it's okay to be being disrespectful to this person because you think you know them. And like I said, majority of these people don't know you, ain't been around you. Nothing. You ain't had no dealings with them. They not part of your family. Some people might be, because like everybody having kids and whatever way, everybody what this damn city so damn intertwined, it's ridiculous. But I don't know. I just needed to vent and get this out. Like they want you to be viewed as crazy, calling you crazy, probably calling you a drug addict, and you don't got no type of them type of drugs they talking about. You don't have them type of drugs in your system. You never did those type of drugs. You don't have nothing on your criminal record saying that you was trying to sell your body or whatever like that. So I don't know. It's just really fucked up how people feel like it's okay to do that shit. Cause like I said, it'll just give me about 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Just let me fill you out, and I'll be able to find something to say to you. Just give me a minute, you know. But I be holding back. I definitely be trying not to be like that with people, cause I know who I am. Like, I know I'm a very respectable person, but at the time I don't. Also at the same time, I don't like to be disrespected. I don't like to be made to feel like I'm stupid or you're on a higher pedestal or level than me because of whatever. Whether you white, black, whatever, or you man or woman. I don't like that. Or just because you got a couple degrees behind you or whatever, like because the same people who be having all of them degrees, them be the same people that's been out here doing a lot of, not all of them, but it's still people out here that's been doing crazy ass stuff. So people need to watch how they be coming at people, because you don't never know what's to come for you in the future. You don't know which way your life gonna go. You don't know who you gonna come in contact with. You know, I'm not always out here trying to, and it's rare. It's like less than 5%. Less than 5%. I been letting a lot of people slide with a lot of the shit that they been coming out their mouth, trying to be slick and say to me, and think that you ain't heard what the fuck they said. I don't know what's giving them the to do it, or who telling them to do it, who putting the battery in their back. But like I said, they don't know what the hell they got to go forward to look for or to deal with. So I don't know, because I'm not a bad person. I'm not meant to be the personality or whatever anybody else. I'm meant to be me. And I also feel like I'm like that because a lot of certain stuff that I had to deal with over the years, like even before COVID and stuff, even before that, I've had to deal with certain stuff. So that's why it might come off as sometimes that I might be a little bit more hostile, than other, which I'm not hostile. I don't feel like I'm hostile. I feel like I be speaking in the tone as if like I'm 5'6", because I'm not. I'm 5'3". And again, I feel like because of my height and stuff, people don't want to take you serious. But I wonder if it's a study done on that. That should be a study. Like, is that really a thing? Because I really feel like it is. And then it's like, if people know certain stuff, I feel like that's added on in that, where they feel like they could disrespect you because of your past history or whatever, and what they feel like they could assume about you. They feel like they could use that as a form of disrespecting you. You know, so I don't know. It need to be a study done on that. Since they want to be studying all the other shit. Or like, one of the last studies I went to, they started the study, and then in the middle of it, after they don't got my damn blood, they gonna talk about, oh, we don't want to do this study no more. And I couldn't even get no money out of that and nothing. I'm like, damn, what the fuck? So you done had me come up in here to this damn place to do a damn research, knowing I already get my blood drawn. already. And then you're gonna have me do this long ass fucking package shit and draw my blood, and then I can't get no money out of that. So it's like, damn, I can't be that much. Like how I be expressing myself, y'all be allowing them them real celebrities. They be allowing them to express themselves like that. So it's a problem when I do it though. It's a problem because it's me and whatever, and because I don't like disrespect when I know that I'm not giving that to other people. So I don't know. But I dang sure am gonna upload this tomorrow. Yep, I am. Yep, I sure am. Yep. So this is just an updated video, cause I had to put this into a playlist. I think I made a playlist already, but I just haven't been adding the other videos in there. Cause it's crazy enough, I don't recorded all of them videos that I've done so far on on this channel. So I need to put more of these videos that I did like this. I need to put them into that playlist. So I gotta just go through my thing and put all of my stuff, or majority of those videos, in playlists. Cause some of them, well, no, I think all of them could fit into one of the playlists that I got already. So I need to do that, but been trying to focus on the other stuff I gotta focus on right now. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close out this video, and I'm gonna try to record another. I'm gonna try to do another reading tonight after this. Yep. Yep. All right. I will see you later. I don't even know how to close this out, but I'm gonna just close this video out.